Trends are a unique part of our daily lives, influencing everything from fashion, music, to technology and social media. But why do people follow trends? Is it a desire to fit in, a need for validation, or something more? Humans are inherently social beings, craving connections and belongings, tending serve as vehicles for fostering these connections by providing a common ground for individuals to come together. Trends offer a sense of predictability, a familiarity, providing a comfort and anchor in ever-changing world. When we follow trends, we know what to expect, which can be reassuring. However, trends can be fleeting, and following them too closely can lead to a sense of being superficial or having a lack of authenticity. It is important to find a balance between following trends and staying true to oneself. Note the similarities and contrasts with a routine, which can feel like a grounding force, especially when life's demands are constant and unpredictable. Self discipline goes hand in hand with a routine. It can serve as a steady path forward, long term goals, and targets. Yet, individuals who gravitate towards routine typically feel comforted rather than being bored in knowing what is coming next. Hi, I'm Tina Santoro, the author of the Yonan Bo Saga, a fantasy series that blends mythology, world history, and epic storytelling. Today, we'll continue to explore one of the key characters within the world. Join me as I provide a deeper look in the backstory of Sonon Shi, a healer in training, son of the head ruler Robu. I'll review insights and his birth symbol and life lessons, and share events that happen within the book. But first, let's get started with the inspiration of the character. Sonon Shi is one of the characters that I first imagined at the very start. First came Yonan Bo, which I will share the details of in another video. But standing beside him was Kino Lo and Yonan Shi, and the shadow of her brother. But he had his own path and didn't join them on their journey up north, up Big Mountain. Instead, he was ordered south to the low mountains. I think that's the reason he first appeared to me as a shadow. The initial concept, a healer in training. Only son left to Robu, still in his studies to become a healer. More skilled with a bow and a staff than with healing. Is very close to his sister Yonan Shi, the only other one to survive the Shi sickness. He looks up to Yonan Bo, thinking that one day Yonan Bo will be a head healer and he will be needed to protect him, although his sister thinks this is nonsense. He believes that Kino Lo would never be able to properly guard Yonan Bo, so he secretly practices. I then needed to find a birth symbol that could explain his character, provide him with structure and a frame of sorts. Jarrow Moon during the time of the Butla tree. Renowned for their bluntness and candor, they have no problem getting straight to the truth and delivering honesty in painful ways. Also known for being impulsive and emotional, much like the Valfru moon symbol, also born under the time of transitions. Jarrow moon individuals are uniquely poised to act on new trends. There's a sense of urgency about them, as if they are always preparing for the next step of their evolution. Eager to help others move to the next level of their path too, they are facilitators, loving to create structure from chaos. They can easily get caught up in excitement of transitions and can get also lost in other people's drama. This blocks their ability to heal themselves and others. Specific life lessons for Sonon Shi: truth, love, attraction, joy, and contentment. He must learn how to be content with what he has. Lessons: confidence, compassion, chastity. He must be confident within himself and his life purpose. His pitfalls: envy and lust. He must not lust for another, or it will be his downfall. Special notes from Max. His life lesson is about not getting lost in transition. He must remember these key words: love affair, birth, fertility, growth, liberation, anxiety, deceit, abandonment, loss of control. Growing up in the great city, Sonon Shi's early life was marked by tragedy. He and his sister, Yonan Shi, were the only members of their family to survive the Shi sickness. Yonan Shi witnessed their family's death and heard those who said that they were lucky to be born of the daughter-wife tradition. After this devastating loss, Sonon Shi and Yonan Shi, while still very young, were taken in and adopted by Paris Steele. They were given the last name of Shi. Paris Steele deliberately broke the daughter-wife tradition of giving them a second name based on their family's mother's father's job, stating it was so they remember what happened, and that the memory would be what they need to push against to learn to be great. They grew up living in the healer apartments with Paris Steele and attending the same healer lessons taught by the other senior healers. While Yonan Shi took to the healer ways and was dedicated to her studies, Sonon Shi was described as the warrior, often at practice and less focused on his studies. Although he kept up with his lessons and can perform the basic healing tasks, such as setting limbs, tending to cuts, and treating fevers, he was not considered as a good healer as Yonan Bo or his sister. His primary focus was on martial skills like the blade, staff, and bow. Socially, Sonon Shi spent his time mostly with the other boys, like young Lobe Shade, who also lived at the healer apartments, and whose mother died during his birth like Yonan Bo's mother. Would often follow Kino Lo, Yonan Bo around, and Sonon Shi sometimes joined in. Yonan Shi, in contrast, was often with the younger children, or the senior healers. Sonon Shi has a close bond with her. They survived the original Shi sickness, the only members of their family to do so. They shape a deep bond of level of trust. Sonon Shi confides in her about his decision to train as Yonan Bo's personal guard, even if she disagrees with it. They recognize and respect each other's abilities. Trained by Paris Steele, the best fighter, Sonon Shi is a skilled warrior, and he relies on Yonan Shi's medical knowledge, highlighting the respect for the healing experience. They have a playful dynamic and share moments of lightheartedness. Finding purpose in the shadow of tragedy. Feeling unsure of his place amongst the many healers, Sonon Shi sought a secret stone reading from Maxju. The stones revealed a powerful destiny. One day, Yonan Bo would become a head healer and more. And Sonon Shi must be prepared to go into battle to protect Yonan Bo with his life. The secret proposed gave his relentless training new meaning. Sent on a mandatory journey south with Bunjiko, separated from his sister, who took his place in Yonan Bo's northern group, Sonon Shi honed his skills further. Sonon Shi is briefly seen by the reader in Book 1. However, his sister speaks and thinks of him often, providing the reader some insight into his character. His story gets picked up in Book 2. where we'll learn about his journey and see the pivotal role he plays within the great city. Sonon Shi returns from his long journey south to the great city in turmoil. Reeling from a change, the head healer Kaimiri was removed and held captive. Rodahar, the head ruler, gone mad. Sonon Shi steps into a new role, not just tending to the injured at Walpu's office, but also acting as the vital go-between for the hidden Kaimiri and Venomomiya by carrying messages and supplies. A second stone reading by Bilyu mirrored Maxu's prophecy, reaffirming his calling to protect. Sonon Shi navigates personal grief, political intrigue, and the dangerous realizations that threatens lurk even within the city walls. His dedication is unwavering. Yonan Bo will never face danger alone. Not ever. Discover how Sonon Shi embraces his destiny, stands against the unseen enemy, and becomes the steadfast protector Yonan Bo needs. On the journey, there are a total of 3 groups sent out beyond the walls of the great city on a mission of the utmost importance. These groups were divided up and sent in different directions. Each group consisted of 3 healers and 2 guards. Sonon Shi's group traveled south to the low mountains. Within his group are the healers. Bujiko is overwhelmingly negative. Sonon Shi views Bujiko as an ineffective leader, incompetent, and even cruel during their journey. A self-imposed and foolish man with misguided ambitions for the head healer position, and Sonon Shi was disgusted by his apparent pleasure at Kamiri's misfortune. Rosella High is observations of her attitude and association with Bujiko during their journey south leads him to feel no sympathy for her when she is publicly reprimanded by Kaimiri. Unable to hide his strong disdain stemming from his knowledge of how she really felt about things within the great city, she liked to complain about everything, especially the duties she was forced to tend to. The guards, Esmond and Condor, more than just Rodahar's personal guards, they grew up together. Sonon Shi grows fond of both men during their journey. They were helpful companions by aiding in the search for the clues on their mission. They taught him how to hunt, contrasting with Bujiko's and Rosella High's, who would simply make up camp. He grows to see them not as just guards, but as companions and mentors who help him during a difficult journey. He values their assistance and learns from them. The third book follows Yonan Bo's storyline as he goes deep within a vision dream, during which Yonan Bo discovers how Sonon Shi's loyalty is tested and his assistance with the dangerous seer mixture noted as being very dangerous. He becomes this keeper of Yonan Bo's most terrifying secrets and even provides crucial encouragement that reaches Yonan Bo inside his deepest visions. Sonon Shi plays a significant role in a Seers Past as a loyal friend and assistant to Yonan Bo, particularly in the preparation and support needed for Yonan Bo's vision dreams. Learn how this trusted companion's actions, from particular aid to unwavering friendship, are vital to the seer's quest and potential of the fate of his people. Akumino, one of the Horu, soon as she meets her while delivering a letter to Aspenyu, the head of the Horu. He thinks that she is the prettiest girl he has ever seen. Soon, he begins to think about potentially seeing her later on. Stone reading from Maxu. Years ago, after his adoption name day ceremony with Paris Steele, Sonon Shi felt unsure of his place amongst the many healers and couldn't go to Paris Steele about it. So he went to Maxu. These are the questions he asked. What will be my place within the healers? Maxu's interpretation of the stones. He told Sonon Shi he would need to train hard, to keep this knowledge a secret for now, and to use caution. He revealed that one day Yonan Bo would be named head healer, becoming more than that, and would need Sonon Shi by his side. Sonon Shi must prepare to go into battle and protect Yonan Bo with his very life. This reading gave Sonon Shi a sense of purpose. Although he was initially scared, his became training ever since for this purpose. Reading for Bilyu. When Sonon Shi delivered a letter from Kaimiri to Bilyu, after he delivers his letter to Aspen Yu, and when he meets Akuminu for the first time, he asked a few questions to Bilyu of the stones. This is what he asked. Will I ever see my sister in Paris Steele again? What is my place as a healer? Will I ever get married? Thinking of Akuminu. The stones that Bilyu read. The first stone for question 1. Bilyu was amazed, calling it a very good sign that they would return home soon. The second stone for question 2. Sonon Shi was amazed, recognizing this as one of the stones he pulled during Maxu's stone reading for the same question years ago. Bilyu noted that since the stone appeared again, it must be true, and asked if Sonon Shi knew who he would be protecting. Sonon Shi confirmed he knew and has been training for it ever since Maxu's reading. The third stone for the third question. Bilyu's interpreted the third stone's meaning as, through hard work, anything is possible, but it could also lead to unfulfillment. He tells him, perhaps it's best to stay on your current course and not to worry about so much about the other matters. A look forward. Returning from his journey, Sonon Shi was not met with a welcome, but with tragedy. Now burdened by grief, Sonon Shi has accepted a crucial new role, protector and guard to Yonan Bo, the seer, who has powerful visions revealing the past, present, and future. They stand together in the great city, now under the rule of Jimon, a man Sonon Shi deeply distrusts and strongly suspects is responsible for the deaths of the other healers who were sent on the journeys. But the impending danger isn't just from within. As winter's grip loosens, the terrifying external threat looms. The enraged people from Avalazon crying out for war at the gates of the city Alphew, and the people across the river seeking vengeance of their own. Will they return in the spring to destroy the city? Sonon Shi, a skilled fighter trained by Paris Steele, and now a healer, must navigate this complex and deadly situation. How can he protect Yonan Bo from both the coming war and potential treachery of Jimon? And as war is intrigue surrounding him, can he find any space for his own life, including his feelings for Akuminu? Sonon Shi's most dangerous journey is just beginning. Next time, we'll spend some time getting to know Yonan Shi and dive a little deeper into the deadly origins of the healer name that led to her desire to become best healer in the great city. Be sure to subscribe and set the notifications on. The next video explores additional insights into the skills needed to be a healer and recipes pulled from our own world but mixed with other potential properties. Before you go, tell me in the comments below, are you content with routine or caught up in the latest trends? The first person to subscribe, like the video, and provide details of the content of the letter Sonon Shi delivered to Aspen U will get a signed copy of Book 3, along with an exclusive Yonan Bo book bag. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.